The colony on Epsilon Savan wasn't supposed to be exciting. Oliver had been told that repeatedly by his mother, Dr. Sarah Chen, the xenobiologist assigned to the remote research outpost. Just ice, rocks, and data collection, she'd said. You'll be bored out of your mind. She was right. Until the night the creature appeared at their habitat's airlock, Oliver had been alone in the observation lounge, watching the purple-tinged blizzard rage across the frozen landscape. His mother was in the lab, and his sister Olivia was asleep in her quarters. The chronometer read 2:47 station time when he heard it, a sound that shouldn't exist on this lifeless moon. Scratch, scratch, scratch. He pressed his face against the reinforced glass, squinting through the storm. Two luminescent eyes stared back at him, hovering at chest height. Then the scratching came again, more insistent, more desperate. Oliver's breath fogged the window as he leaned closer. The creature was roughly the size of a house cat, but that's where the similarities ended. Its fur rippled with bioluminescent patterns that pulsed weakly blue, fading to dim gray. 6 legs, each ending in delicate, almost hand-like paws. A face that was simultaneously feline and utterly alien, with those enormous eyes that seemed to plead across the barrier between them. Ice crystals had formed along its body. It was shivering. Every protocol, every safety briefing, every warning screamed at Oliver not to open that door. Epsilon 7 had been surveyed. No indigenous life, nothing that could survive the negative 190-degree nights. This thing shouldn't exist. The creature raised one paw and placed it against the glass. Its bioluminescence flickered, nearly dying out completely. Oliver's hand moved to the emergency override before his brain could stop it. The airlock cycled, warnings blared. The creature tumbled inside with a gust of frozen air and lay motionless on the floor, its light patterns barely visible. Oliver slapped the seal button and grabbed an emergency thermal blanket, wrapping the alien carefully. It weighed almost nothing. What were you thinking? Oliver jumped. Olivia stood in the doorway, her dark hair disheveled from sleep, arms crossed. At 19, she'd inherited their mother's sharp mind and sharper tongue. It was dying, Oliver said simply, still cradling the creature. Olivia approached cautiously. That's impossible. The surveys said. I know what the surveys said. Oliver gently stroked the creature's head. Its fur was softer than anything he'd ever felt, and slowly warming. The bioluminescent patterns began to glow stronger blue, shifting to green, then to warm amber. The creature's eyes opened. It made a sound like wind chimes and purring combined, then did something that made both humans freeze. It spoke, not in words they could understand, but in images that bloomed directly in their minds. Oliver saw vast underground caverns, a thriving civilization. Hundreds of these creatures living in geothermal warmth beneath Epsilon Savan's frozen crust. He saw their art, their music, their joy. Then he saw the collapse. A seismic event, tunnels caving in, families separated. This one, her name translated roughly as Emberhu dancers, had been trapped on the surface during a hunt. She'd been searching for help, running from shelter to shelter, each one abandoned by humans who feared contamination protocols more than compassion. Oliver was the first to open the door. Mom needs to see this, Olivia whispered. Her skepticism evaporated. The next hours passed in a blur. Dr. Chen's shock gave way to scientific fascination, then to horror as Ember communicated the scope of the disaster. An entire civilization buried beneath their feet, and the humans had never known. We need to contact the council, Dr. Chen said, already pulling up communication protocols. Organize rescue teams, geological surveys, Ember chirped urgently, her patterns flashing red. More images. Human mining equipment, approved for deployment in 3 days. The drilling site directly above the largest surviving cavern cluster. If they drilled there, thousands would die. We have to stop it, Oliver said. We're talking about contradicting months of approved operations, his mother replied, but her fingers were already flying across her console. They'll want proof. They'll want protocols. They'll want to debate while people die. Olivia interrupted. Mum, you know how this works. By the time we go through proper channels. Dr. Chen looked at her children, then at Ember, who watched with those impossibly expressive eyes. She made a decision that would define her career and possibly end it. Olivier, lock down all mining operations. Claim equipment malfunction. Oliver, help me gather every scanning device we have. If we can map even a portion of their civilization in the next 12 hours, we'll have something the council can't ignore. What followed was the most frantic night of Oliver's life. Ember guided them, her telepathic communication growing stronger as she warmed and fed. The scans revealed what the initial surveys had missed, life signs shielded by mineral deposits. thermal signatures masked by natural geothermal activity. An entire ecosystem that had evolved to be invisible to standard detection. By dawn, they had irrefutable evidence. By noon, the council was in emergency session. By evening, rescue operations had begun. Oliver stood at the observation window again, watching as the first of Ember's people emerged from the newly excavated Syphaxis tunnels. They moved in waves of bioluminescent color, their gratitude painting the ice in cascading rainbows. Beside him, Ember purred, her patterns now a brilliant gold. His mother joined them, exhaustion evident in every line of her face. "You broke 17 protocols last night," she said quietly. "I know. You could have contaminated the entire station. I know." She put her hand on his shoulder. "You also saved thousands of lives. The council is calling it first contact. They're calling you, both of you, heroes." Oliver looked down at Ember, who'd curled around his feet. "I just let someone in from the cold." Olivia appeared with steaming mugs of coffee. "That's the most human thing, isn't it? We see someone suffering, and we can't help but help, even when it's stupid, even when it's dangerous." "Especially then," their mother agreed. Watching the alien families reunite below, Ember's thought voice whispered through their minds, carrying warmth and wonder. "You opened the door. No one else opened the door. Only humans opened the door." And in that moment, on a frozen moon light years from Earth, 3 humans understood what made their species special. Not their technology, not their intelligence, but their stubborn, reckless, beautiful inability to walk past someone in need, even if that someone had 6 legs, glowing fur, and shouldn't exist. The end.